Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together in a room, all three of us.
In a room.
Stink.
Do we?
It's quite hot in here. I don't think we do actually. I just wanted to say it because it's getting a bit hot and
My
sweaty.
thing is
Isn't it?
always to smell nice. I go through about 40 bottles of aftershave in like 2 months.
Oh dear.
I go through phases. My natural scent is pretty
Shitty.
nice as well.
Yeah. Order toilets.
But then I'll have like a week of wearing aftershave and then a week of deodorant.
I was going to say, yeah, of not wearing it, but
I've had a couple of
I go
squirts today.
I go through loads of deodorant, loads of aftershave, loads of body wash. Like,
Just washing one area.
lather up.
Paco Rabanne Gold today.
ooh,
I'm
a
on some
classic.
kind of Tom Ford, I think.
Nice.
There you go. What do you smell like? Anyway, I want people to comment weird things in the comments.
I got that the other day.
Be careful what you wish for.
When you mentioned about weird things in the comments, and you said, people just putting weird random names. There's
Yeah.
loads.
Nice.
There's loads in the video.
Yeah, I like it when people do
Yeah.
stuff like that, though.
Yeah, some great ones.
I think, and we're digressing loads here, but I think there was some sort of way that people cracked the algorithm a year or so ago, because we were getting phrases commented on some videos, and I saw it, and loads of people would comment the same phrase.
Yeah.
But it'd be a really cryptic.
Yeah.
I googled everything I could think, and I couldn't find a single mention of any way
Same.
those words fit
Yeah,
together.
I did it as well.
It felt like it was key words that the
Yeah.
algorithm was picking up, and people were just spamming comments with it.
Didn't
Right,
work,
okay.
obviously.
No. Anyway, this is potentially an interesting one.
There's Dave in 30 years.
Yep.
Innit?
Yeah.
I thought I'd
You've
look
got
like
a hat
that.
like that, haven't you? You just can't find it.
Oh.
No, you know what it was? I'll tell you off camera actually.
Yeah.
But I did have a hat like that. I thought I was going to look like that in the future because I can get white hairs in the beard and stuff. I pulled out a jet black hair out of the beard the other day.
Really?
You feel a pinch when you pulled it out. I was just hanging in there from where you've been before.
Oh.
It was curly. There was a couple of them.
Oh, no.
One in my teeth. I don't know how you get grow hair in your teeth. No, but I got my dad was ginger up until his early 20s, and then just his hair just went black.
Yeah, but you're not early 20s,
Right.
Dave.
I know, but I'm saying it can happen at any point.
Late 30s.
Late to early mid 30s. Let's find out what this is all about now. 5 guns every American should own.
Try to discuss the 5 guns that everybody should own. We've actually got 3 long guns and a handgun.
You could have guessed that accent before we pressed play.
Yeah, I
5
reckon.
guns that every American should own. I mean, I'm not against guns in any way, shape, or form, but do you need 5?
I know, yeah.
I suppose if you're in the country, then you're going to need...
Yeah, but what if I live in like Park Avenue in New York?
I don't probably need all 5.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I think it's hard to get gun licenses in New York. I'm fairly certain it's really, really hard, I've heard people say. But you need a shotgun for your house protection.
Yeah. I'm assuming it'll be for different types of
Different uses.
different uses.
I'm thinking about getting a gun anyway.
I'm getting
Yeah,
my-
cyclists. Just drive past you like,
I'm
shoots
actually
like pellets or something like that.
I'm reapplying for my shotgun license at the moment.
Yeah.
I've just got to get a doctor's thing signed off, which I just can't be asked going to the doctors. I hate going to the doctors with a passion.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
We've decided that the long-range sniper weapon, $2,000 rifle, was out of everybody's range. So we're going to try to get something here with multiple uses rather than have something a specialty item. I think the first gun you need to get is your handgun. Get a Glock 19 9mm, 15-shot magazine. Of course, you always have your 33 rounders. Have plenty of those with you.
Of course.
That's a good handgun to have. That's a good handgun to start with. Next down the line, in order of importance, I think, is to have your 10-22 Ruger with your VX-25 magazines. Now, you've gone through this before. You can kill everything from a ground squirrel to a moose with this. Have plenty of VX-25 magazines. Next in line,
I'd say I absolutely love the southern accent when people say things like anything from a brown squirrel to a moose. Just phrases like that.
Yeah.
MX-15 C2594. Code for everything, hasn't it?
I know, yeah. Plenty of codes knocking about here. Wow. I don't know. I've heard of the Glock before. That's quite a well-known make, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that on the wall behind him at the bottom right.
Oh, it's
I like it do some
Uzi or
serious shit.
something.
There's one just above it as well, isn't there?
There's one
Yeah.
above it's an MP5, isn't it? That's
RK64. By the looks of it.
Wow.
yeah. I don't know loads about guns, but I did grow up around them, and like the people who are nerdy into guns. Like they start talking about specific types of ammunition and stuff, and I glaze over, and I sort of grew up around them a lot.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me there. With the bullets and all that, I just was just like,
Yeah.
In usefulness would probably be this Mossberg pump. This is a 12 gauge that's sold as a kit. Now with this gun,
That's actually what I got for my 21st birthday, incidentally.
What pump action?
Mossberg 500.
Really?
Pump action in camo. I'm not sure that's the 500, but that's what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to sell it to pay legal fees when I was going through all that.
"Oh, you should have just used the gun, mate."
I know,
It would have been cheaper, wouldn't it?
A lot of people said that to me, but no, I sold
How
it.
many cartridges do they hold then?
In this country, they crimp the barrel so it can only hold 3, unless you've got a firearm certificate as well as your shotgun certificate. And
Oh, right.
then I think you can have 8. I think I may be wrong about
Right.
that, or maybe 1 chambered and 7. But I don't know. It's going to be different over there because things are really restricted in this country.
Oh, right. Okay.
Although there was a guy that I used to shoot with that it's a semi-auto shotgun that's got a barrel that goes on the bottom of it, and as fast as you can pull the trigger, it had about, I want to say it had like 20 or 30 cartridges in it.
Wow.
And
For a shotgun?
yeah,
Wow.
it was an absolute. I shot a full like barrel
Yeah.
out of it. It was nuts. It was absolutely crazy.
I'm guessing this is Moss Pawn. I'm guessing this is his pawn shop, is it as well?
Yeah. Well spotted.
Well, a lot of I think
guess so.
a lot of pawn shops do sell guns, don't they? I think.
Yeah.
Not over here.
you get your 18.5-inch home defense barrel. You get a pistol grip, so you can change it back and forth if this is what you want. And you also get a 26-inch hunting barrel with a vent rib. It's ported and comes with 3 chokes. This gun will cover everything, from small game to deer, bear, whatever you want to hunt with it. And when you get home from hunting, you can always put the pistol grip and the short barrel back on it. You got a fine little home defender there. You can also get a lot of accessories for this gun if you want to trick it out with different stocks and all, but this comes from Mossberg this way. Now, last but not least, everybody needs some kind of combat weapon. This is a Bushmaster XM15 E2S in the 5.56 caliber M4 configuration. You should also have with your gun, as a backup, you can have the 22 drop-in bolt conversion with the 22 magazine. Now you have to understand that the barrel of this gun is not really designed to shoot 22 LR, so you're not going to get tack driving accuracy. Now you can.
Like I said, I grew up around guns and
Wow.
stuff, and I'm lost.
It's very technical. That looks like a serious piece of kit, doesn't it, that one?
Yeah.
They all
It
do.
really does. Yeah.
I'm not sure there's a need for all these 5 though, unless you're some kind of like
I think you've got to
serial
be
killing
I think like say,
psychopath.
I think you've got to be like a proper
Yeah,
hunter
hunter,
type thing,
yeah,
haven't you?
yeah.
Where this guy, he knows what he's talking about, and
Yeah.
to the different type of game that he can hunt, and then you know you sort of get it to that extent,
Yeah.
don't you? That you need a different one with different calibers and distances and
I think
strikes.
if you're in the country or if shooting is your passion and your hobby and hunting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was talking to my bro about this yesterday. He has just bought a coffee machine and he spent months researching it. And I said, as men, I feel like men specifically, we become obsessive over little things. He was buying a cigar cutter and he spent weeks reading up on cigar
Really?
cutters. And it's like, it's no different. Like, we all need a thing to obsess over. And for some people, they get into shooting and suddenly a couple of guns for home defense or whatever. But they're looking in magazines going, that's awesome. I want that as well. It becomes the thing that you like, all your money goes on.
If it's somebody that doesn't know anything really about shooting, you just think you've got a gun and it shoots a bullet, and that's it. That's all you need. But this is a lot more technical, isn't it? People are saying,
you need accuracy, don't you?
Yeah.
Courses for
Especially going
courses as
hunting.
well. It
Yeah,
depends what you want
but
to use
like
it for.
say, these guys know what they want. They want different weapons for different things. It's like, say, if we like cars, people say, well, car, don't matter about the car, get from A to B. We
Yeah.
don't care. But then we like different things from cars.
Yeah.
So we see
Yeah.
different things in other cars, have different specifications.
Yeah.
I suppose it's the same, exactly the same thing, isn't it?
You can
Dave with the roof rack,
Yeah, with a roof, absolutely, yeah.
ladders on it.
You can guarantee, because like you have to have a gun safe in this country, and let's say it fits 4 or 5 guns. If you had a driveway that fit 4 or 5 cars, and it only cost between £1,000 and £2,000 to get cars that you really liked, your driveway would be full of cars.
Probably.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get
So
what you mean.
so
yeah.
it's a
If you're well
similar
into
thing
it and
there.
you're passionate about it, then I
Yeah.
suppose you want different ones, don't
Yeah,
you?
even if you don't use them, it's like people who collect guitars. I know people who
Yeah,
collect
I
guitars.
did.
Some people know who collect them, don't even play them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, just like them, like the look of them and stuff. Yeah,
I think I peaked at about 13 guitars at one point. But then I
See,
became
wow.
a dad and just started selling one to buy something and selling one to
Yeah.
buy something. And they
There's
were all
nothing I
good.
collect.
don't think I do actually. No,
I
never,
don't nowadays, really.
I've never been much of a collector at
No,
all,
me
really.
neither. Me
Not
neither.
at all.
I used to collect the ticket stubs when I went to the football matches.
Yeah, I used to get tokens out the programs, but that's so I could get a ticket for the
Yeah, the next game.
for the big matches.
Yeah.
But not really collect anything really over the years. I don't think.
Me neither.
No.
This is my dad's cabinet's like this.
That's it.
He's got about 16 or 17.
Wow.
I say, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
well,
big cabinet.
yeah. Well, it's multiple cabinets, but he's maxed out. He's not allowed to buy anymore because on your license you get an allocation
Right.
Nobody.
of certain calibers and certain amount of weapons and stuff.
Right.
Does he
okay.
use them for anything?
Yeah, he shoots at there's a military range just as you cross over into Wales off the River Dee.
Yeah.
He was there 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I think.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's all over it. There's a big community of people shooting in this country,
Yeah.
and a lot of shoots about. There's a little one in Altrincham, funnily enough, a little indoor one behind the Hare and Hounds. Not the Hare and Hounds,
The golf club.
the old
Is
hall.
that still there?
Yeah.
Wow, I knew that was there like 20, 30 years ago. I
Didn't
thought
even know
it
it
was
was there.
shut down.
I don't
Yeah.
know anyway.
Yeah, that's where I started
Right.
years ago. Yeah.
Right.
I fired these before. You can hit a squirrel or a rabbit at 40 or 50 yards with it, but that's about as good as you're going to do. If you want to shoot more accurately, you have to get a dedicated 22 upper. But this right here can save your life. And I think these are the guns that everybody should own. Eric and I both feel the same way. If you have the money, you can later add some type of a bolt action, high powered gun like a 7.62 bolt action with a nice scope for long range shooting. But that's the guns that we think everybody should own.
Right, now everything Barry laid out earlier is definitely right on the money. I agree with him completely about this arrangement. But I do want to throw out the Mosin, the Russian M9130. This is one of those guns that if you and your buddies wanted to go in a couple of grand together, pool your money, you could buy a crate of these things and about 5 crates of ammo for around $2,000. That's a real good, cheap way to arm 10 men. You all get your technique down and train properly on this gun, you can be very deadly in large numbers.
Very deadly.
That's starting
Wow.
to sound a little militia-y.
It's really.
Isn't it?
How long it is?
I know.
Gee, that's
Yeah.
a big old gun, that isn't it?
I think he said it
Wow.
was Russian Mosin, didn't he? I think
Yeah.
it's the Mosin
Yeah.
Nagant, and that's what the Russians used in World War II, I think.
Oh, is it? It's got the. Is it like the manual sort of like
Yeah, it's a bolt
action?
action.
Bolt
Just to
action.
pour
Yeah.
like gunpowder in the top.
yeah.
It takes a little cartridge underneath,
Yeah.
just in front, and then
Just
it,
joke.
Yeah.
no, I know. You joke. Yeah, I know. It's my dad had a World War II Mauser, which was like the German equivalent of what I think
Yeah.
it was similar. It was a big wooden long barrel, but he had a bayonet for the end of it as well. I really went on shoots sometimes, and I couldn't hit a thing with it. I was terrible with it, but it just felt like something. It was like it's like holding a massive baseball bat. You
Yeah.
just feel like no matter what happens, it's a weird feeling.
Yeah, I'll
it's
bet.
cool because a lot of the other stuff that I've shot feels quite clinical and personality-less, and like
Yeah.
killing machines and something like that just feels a bit.
Mm.
Would it
Yeah,
be
I
made of
mean,
wood?
Bit authentic and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
This gun will pretty much kill anything on North America. Shoots a 7.62 by 54. Okay, a good battle-proven cartridge that's been in service since 1891. You got
Wow.
good soft point loadings out there for it. You can kill elk, bear, moose, anything,
Correct.
deer, two-legged game of all sorts if you need to. And they excel at that. They're good guns.
Did you just say two-legged
Two-legged
game
yes.
of all sorts?
I'm guessing he means like chickens and stuff, and
Oh.
maybe something like
It's
I
taken.
know, I thought
The way he
that.
looked at the other guy.
I thought that
and
as
the other
well.
guy just went. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
It's going a little bit militia.
And if you want a high-power bolt action and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is definitely a good way to go.
Like Eric said, if you want to arm a dozen people, economically this is the way to go.
Yeah, and it's not junk. I mean, they're
No,
not
it's
junk
not
guns
junk.
at all.
No,
They're good
it's
guns.
a damn nice rifle.
I mean, this is the rifle that won the war for the Russians.
He certainly did.
And a lot of people talk smack about Mosins because they're cheap, but they really are great guns.
They are.
So this would be a distant fifth if you guys want to get in a high-power rifle without spending a ton of money.
Right.
But we'd strongly recommend these 5 guns would be my go-to guns and Barry's go-to guns. So there you have it.
If you can afford it, we were just discussing this before we closed for the day. If you had one of these that was suppressed, with a lot of these magazines, that would be the ultimate survival weapon. You can snipe with it or whatever you need to do. You can kill game and nobody can hear you. That's a very important thing. People say, well, I'm going to run to the mountains and kill squirrels and rabbits and live off of that. Well, a 22 can be heard for 1.5 miles away if it's not suppressed. If this gun's suppressed, would be the ideal survival weapon.
But at Culver's, our favorite.
Oh, and then straight to some chicken.
Here's what we shot earlier. I'm guessing when it's suppressed, it's like having a silencer on a handgun or whatever. Is it? Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called a suppressor. I'm sure that'll divide people. And again, like I did nick that off another reaction channel. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But I have mixed feelings. Like, 'cause I've grown up with guns. I love shooting. I'm going to get my shotgun license back. I do think you get to a point where it's a bit over the top.
Yeah.
Like me and my dad were talking about gun laws at the weekend, and we're saying it'd take us relaxing it too much, and then one tragedy happening before even me and my dad would be like, no chance.
Yeah.
You know, so people are more important.
It's something I don't think about.
Same here. Yeah, it's not really
No.
forefront of my mind.
No.
It's just people misusing them, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, make these rifles, guns, whatever. It's fine and owning them. You know, you just don't want them misused. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I love the survival aspect. Like I watch programs where people, like I said, Homestead Rescue. Everyone's got rifles on that.
Yeah.
Because there's mountain lions and stuff trying to
I was
come
gonna
on
say,
your land,
I
and you've got to.
I think if you're camping in the Rockies or something, I think you
Yeah.
probably would want something like that next to you, wouldn't you? Just in case, without a doubt.
Does the Marriott there not have security?
That's where you'd be headed, isn't it? There won't be any tents involved, would there?
No.
But it's a huge thing, isn't it? Camping and stuff like that. People love the outdoors, don't they? North America. So
Some of the nicest people I've ever known have been from the shooting community.
Yeah.
But also some of the sketchiest viewpoints I've ever known or heard or been around are also people from the shooting community.
yeah,
You know, you get a lot of what you'd expect people to be like. You know, there's quite a lot of right wing. There's a few things where people have been chatting to me over the years, and I've been like, "Nah, mate, I'm not the one." You know, go and talk to that guy.
I'd quite like to do, though, at a proper shooting range.
good fun.
I think it'd be
It's good
quite good fun.
I've shot a handgun when we were in Dubai, and then I've also done clay pigeon shooting.
I'd imagine you'd have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay pigeon shooting's quite.
That sounds like it'd be quite good fun. That.
Well, what made it
It
more
is.
funny, it was the guy who was the guy was our guide or whatever they call him. I don't know what you call him. He was the one with us.
Range officer.
Ranger officer. Yeah, he was a miserable bastard.
I was
He was
Usually
proper
are.
angry and miserable.
Oh,
And he was moaning at the kids and moaning at Gay, and he's like, "You're not even holding the gun properly.
You know,
You
someone-
dickhead, give it here."
you know, someone like that into in charge of guns, do you? Surely.
We were all crying with
Oh,
laughter.
you expect
He was
someone
making
really
us laugh
calm,
so
wouldn't
much.
you? And
Yeah.
reserved.
Yeah.
And say, "No, this is what you know."
Yeah.
He was getting proper angry with
Was
everyone.
he?
Yeah, he was so funny.
Oh wow.
I shot a few things when I was in Vegas as well that you can't get over here.
Yeah.
Like I had a full clip out of an Uzi. Didn't hit the target once.
Really?
It just
Wow.
on target, and then it just went off. And
Is it sort of
all
like
the
moving
All
everywhere?
the lights broke and everything.
yeah, everyone on the floor.
Shit.
Yeah, I shot an AR-15 as well, which is like that's the one that gets all the bad press. that,
Yeah.
You know, I think people have used versions of for a lot
Yeah.
of mass shootings,
Right.
and that was just precision. That was like so easy to shoot. It was
Gun
unbelievable.
smuggling's huge around here, around this area. Not this immediate area, but around
Yeah.
Manchester.
There's,
It's huge.
there's loads of guns on the streets in this country
big
that aren't
time.
legal. There's
Especially around
absolutely
Manchester.
tons.
Yeah.
I've seen loads of things where kids buy them for, like, they rent them for a day for 150 quid, and
Yeah.
it'll be a handgun with ammunition.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they need to
Yeah,
do
you
with
can
it.
buy them for like 600 quid.
Yeah.
Just on the black market.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Frightening.
don't go away when you outlaw them. And somewhere like the States, there's more guns than people. And if they try
Yeah.
to enact some sort of change to say
Yeah.
you're not allowed them, there's people
think it's-
waiting for the government to say that so they can form militias
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's impossible now, isn't it? Anyway, so
Well past the point of no return. But like I say, I think there is an element of, like, for me, you get to a certain level of crazy magazines that can hold loads of bullets,
yeah,
high caliber.
It's kind of, if you look at it from the way of like paintballing, for example, when you first went paintballing, it was like you had to load your bullet and shoot and then load again. And then the old day, now you buy like like magazines, sort of like full of them, don't you, sort of thing? And it's gone the same way with guns. It's just replicated, isn't it?
I mean, I'm not again. We're not expert on guns,
No,
are we? But
no.
I'm
I
not.
just say,
I don't know
well,
shit
do
about
you
it.
need a
From it.
gun with that bigger caliber or that many bullets, or are they actually needed? Or
I think there's
a lot of them just derived from military use, and then
I think a lot of it comes from military and then
Yeah.
moves its way over because it's huge business as well.
cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's
That's
worth a
Yeah,
hell of a
it's
lot of
worth-
money.
Yeah, we make billions from it in this country, don't
Yeah.
we? From
Yeah.
We do.
arms and stuff
One
like
of the
that.
biggest arms dealers in the world, the UK. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we're like third or fourth on the list.
Yeah.
something like that. But I don't know. It depends what you use it for.
I mean, a lot
doesn't
of it, guns, it's just education, a lot of it, isn't it? Again, try and get the kids early and educate them how to, if they are going to use them properly and be responsible owners. That's all you can do, really.
The government's armed the wrong people, or they give them in the process of helping, and all of a sudden that help turns away to the guns turn back pointing at you.
I just think vigorous background checks are needed. You know, like there should be everywhere. And I know it's a bit of a myth that in the States, in a lot of places, you go in and go, give me a gun, and you get a gun and walk off. They do have checks for felonies and criminal backgrounds and things like that.
Yeah. For a test over here, what they should do, they should put a video on the TV and show like, sit in the car where you're in a car and all of a sudden a cyclist goes past and like goes through and like cuts you up and all that, and then give you the gun and say, what would you do?
Yeah.
Well, we know what you do.
Yeah. It'd be like, I'll just run him over.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I'm relatively happy with the gun laws in this country. I'm not an advocate for loosen everything up and flood the streets with guns. I think there's things like I'd like to shoot handguns. I shot one in the States and absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
But they were banned off the back of the Dunblane massacre in this country. And you can
was
see
it?
Yeah, it was.
I didn't realise they were banned.
It was. Yeah, you can get single shot handguns in this country, and you can get black powder semi-auto ones. So my dad used to have a pistol, like an old school cowboy pistol, but it was the ball. It was the lead balls.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was proper black powder, which again I couldn't hit a thing with. It's absolutely terrible. But it was when Dunblane happened that there was just that much outrage that was when they banned handguns, and you can see it's justified.
Yeah,
a primary school being shot up by an absolute lunatic.
Yeah,
I know it's not the gun's fault; it's the person's fault.
Yeah,
but still,
of course
you need some sort of action.
Some psychopath goes into school and stabs everyone. They're not going to ban knives, are they? You can't.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a good video though. It's nice to see people passionate about the
some arguments in the comment section.
I just thought the guy was quite funny the way he was explaining everything.
He was.
I'd probably been laughing when if I'd have been stood in that store, I'd have been laughing.
Yeah, great accent though. Yeah.
He was like a lot of people I've known younger, and then as soon as when he starts going into the militia style and the two-legged game and stuff, I'm like, I've heard loads of people like that. Some of them are waiting for it. They really are.
Wow. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.